Deal Mania has officially begun, and this sale ends on Thursday, September 12th at 3 a.m. if you're in North America, or Wednesday, September 11th at 7 p.m. if you're in the UK or Australia. That said, I highly recommend you subscribe to my channel because I do these sales videos every 2 weeks, if not every week, when Sony releases the PSVR2 games on sale. And with each sales video, I do include chapters. That way you can skip to the beginning of each game, see the price of it while I speak to it for a second, and show you a trailer. And to kick off this incredible sale, I do have to speak to one of my favorite VR games of all time, and this took me by surprise because we're talking about Super Mario in VR. This is Stilt. It's normally $26.99. It's 40% off, making this $16.19. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save another 10%, making it $13.49. And with 200 people, me included, rating this game 5 out of 5, like 95% of the people love this game. This is, for the first time, you actually playing a first-person Super Mario Brothers game in VR.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, yes, I got him. I think I got him. Yes, I did. This guy, though, he's electrified.
And I'm talking the classic on the original NES, and it does everything beautifully well. From the controls, the graphics, the sound effects, the level design, the actual challenges.
Those are bricks on the ground. This is so good. So good.
The fun factor of just walking around each stage and you having that precision. Again, with these stilts, I just have to speak to this. I am going to do a review really soon. I already have all this footage done. I have not completed the game. Nobody was speaking to how to actually properly control you in VR. And after playing for so many hours now, I can say all of you who have been playing for a long time, if you didn't know this, and for all of you newbies that do get this, you have no body. You're a fur ball with these two arms that are stilts. And what's really weird, looking at the trailer, everything is actually stretched out, so it makes the arms and stilts look even longer than they actually are, and that's not what it looks like in game. Legit, it looks like the length of my actual arms, so it doesn't look like these long pogo sticks that I'm trying to uncontrollably get around. Not at all. If anything, right away, I just highly recommend practicing right when you get this. Move your arms up like this, and your body lowers right to the ground. Do not bounce. Just push off, like literally propel yourself. The amount of control and precision you have with that to jump up on pillars and stuff. And then once you become familiar with that, I was originally jumping off these little platforms, and I realized, no, you just have to literally stretch your arm out and touch. This has the Gorilla Grip system, and that is so much fun, just saying, for a guy who has a fear of heights. It's just a cartoon. I'm telling you, I'm sweating so hard, just like Horizon, what this did to me.
It's the sense of realism in a cartoon world. Oh boy. Oh man, as I'm saying this, shit. Oh, this is level 2.
Paralyzing, legit. I'm trying to get through these obstacles that are original Super Mario Bros. 1 challenges, and they do them beautifully. Again, it's rare that you get such an amazing package where every level, everything is so well crafted. It is literally masterful, and that's how I would describe this game. It is a 10 out of 10, hands down, at full price, at 30 bucks. If not more, I think. The game was overly challenging, which I love and welcome. Again, I'm an old school gamer, and to have you in first person playing on the PSVR2 with the 4K HDR OLED screen, man, and everything is so crisp and clean at 120 Hertz, I'm pretty sure, or 120 frames per second. It is so silky smooth. It has set the bar for me on what to expect for all upcoming platform games. Honestly, Astrobot was kick-ass. I know we all loved it, but for me, no joke, this game blew me away because, again, it's revolutionizing the platform genre and having you as the jump man. We're talking old school Mario, we're jumping. The one thing you're doing in the game is everything, and bouncing off walls and learning how to use your character. It's so versatile. You know, I can't get over this. The power-ups, I know I'm going on and on, but just like fireballs in Mario Brothers, you have the same thing, except you're aiming like a gun, which feels way better in VR. Like, seriously, all the enemies, everything's just super simple, but yet so well designed, so challenging, but you know you can get through it if you take your time, and everything has to do with your skill and ability. Because Stilt is super challenging, they actually did come out with an update that is the assist mode. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to try and beat the game. The assist mode does allow you to have extra platforms or power-ups or infinite lives. You know, you get to choose how you want to customize your assistance, essentially. And then there's a multiplayer mode in Stilt that isn't just this throw-in. It actually has its own unique, awesome multiplayer games. Okay, enough said. I have to get through this because I will do a review video and cover this in length. Hope to get it out before the end of this sale. But do just run out and get it, hands down, especially at the sale, 50% off. You can't go wrong if you love the Mario Brothers. Whew. The next game, I'm sure all of you are thinking I should have started with this, but I have not played it personally yet, but I do believe all of you when you say it's probably the best looking game ever. We're talking about Red Matter 2. It's normally $39.99. It's 40% off, making this one $23.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $21.99. And almost 1,600 people have rated this 4.83 out of 5 stars. The lowest star in the game was 3, and only 2% gave it that.
Open your eyes. I can't believe it worked. Sasha, is that you?
Step into the shoes of Sasha, an agent awakened in a lunar base by an undercover operative and tasked with uncovering the secrets of the mysterious red matter. Embark on an emotionally charged journey as you follow the trail left behind by someone from Sasha's past and explore a fully interactive world designed to enhance the feeling of immersion in virtual reality. Red Matter 2 is the ultimate VR adventure and a must-play for anyone looking for a thrilling, impactful, and unforgettable experience. That is the official description on the PlayStation Store, but everyone has been saying that online. I have not played it again, but I am anticipating some awesomeness. The next game is a reimagined PC CD-ROM game from the 90s, and it's considered the best murder mystery game, period. We're talking about The Seventh Guest VR. It's normally $39.99. It's 34% off, making this one $26.39. And over 550 people have rated this 4.66 out of 5 stars, with over 90% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. 6 guests have been welcomed to the foreboding mansion, but something sinister is at play. The wealthy recluse and toy maker Henry Stoff hides in the shadows, and there's a dark power here, shrouded in mysteries. Who is the 7th guest? What does Henry want with them? And who will live to tell the tale? As you explore the eerie mansion, the puzzles become increasingly challenging, and there are dangers lurking around every corner, with every shadow, creak, and flicker of light adding to the haunting tension. Unlock new rooms and uncover hidden secrets, all while trying to keep your wits about you against the eerie horrors. The 7th Guest VR is the ultimate adventure for fans of mystery puzzle games and those seeking a new and terrifying VR experience. Just looking at every scene in the trailer, it reminds me of the Haunted Mansion when I was a kid, but 10 times better. You know, to think of me being in this actual game trying to solve the mysteries while these ghosts are in full life-size VR, that's gotta be amazing. Anyone in the comment section that can speak to this, I'm assuming this is a must-have, yet I've not played it. Let us know your experience, please, that'd be great. The next game has been on sale a few times now, and they did just announce they're remaking Part 1 very soon. We're talking about Arizona Sunshine 2. It's normally $53.49. It's 30% off, making this one $37.44. 1.7 thousand people have rated this 4.51 out of 5 stars, with around 90% of that rating giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. In this game, you will form an unexpected friendship as you set out on a cinematic VR of intense survival. What I'm mainly looking forward to is playing this full-length campaign in co-op. However, you can join up to 3 or 4 players in 4-player co-op Horde mode. And then this comes with additional free maps dropping across year 1. And as you can see right here, they are coming out with more and more content, or they have, like, I think 4 of them. And then some other fun stuff to include with the dog changing its actual breed or making it undead, all this weird wacky stuff. And this is the one game that I do see a lot of comments speaking to how incredible and how fun the game is playing in co-op. And speaking of survival and zombies and co-op, if you've ever played Left 4 Dead, this is that in VR. We're talking about After the Fall Deluxe Edition. It's normally $53.49. It's 70% off, making this $16.04. Over 900 people have rated this 3.88 out of 5 stars. Completely mixed, but mainly 3, 4, or 5 out of 5. And unlike the other edition, the Deluxe Edition does include After the Fall Complete Edition, 3 or 4 other updates that were included on the PSVR 1, and now they're actually the standard. The Ultimate Buster weapon and outfit skin, have no idea, the digital art book, and the official soundtrack for the game, all for $16. That's gotta be worth the price. And of course, you can upgrade for free if you own it on PSVR 1. There are 3 ways to play the game: solo, 4-player co-op, and the competitive Tundra Dome. You can explore Sub-Zero LA in a mission-based campaign, slay massive hordes, brutal specials, and towering bosses, craft, upgrade, and wield dozens of weapons with real-life movements. Join our ranks as LA expands with new maps, modes, threats, and armory. Interesting. I'm not too sure if they're continuing to expand or update the game, but anyone in the comment section that can speak to that, that'd be great. The next game, I actually have no idea other than the last time it was on sale. This is supposed to be a hands-down must-grab. We're talking about Paint the Town Town Red VR. It's normally $26.99. It's 40% off, making this $16.19. Wow, over 1,500 people have rated this, 4.44 out of 5 stars. And 85% of the audience has given this 4 or 5 out of 5. That's awesome. And because again, I have no idea what I'm looking at, I'm just reading the description from the PlayStation Store. Paint the Town Red brings the chaotic first-person melee combat into VR with unprecedented control. A fully immersive experience that places you directly in the world of Paint the Town Red, with a host of new features designed to take full advantage of VR. Wield the vast array of weapons with a new level of precision. Execute jabs, swings, and slices with 1-to-1 precision as you fight for survival. Dual wield weapons for devastating combinations, and plan your attacks with the spatial awareness only possible in VR. Interact dynamically with the world around you. Grab and throw objects with real-life movements. React quickly to incoming attacks by blocking and dodging, or use your fists to strike down your voxel-based enemies. The intuitive physics and VR controls take the action to all new heights, making the experience more visceral than ever before. Explore the madness firsthand as you are transported into the heart of action-packed brawls of the scenarios, the fiercely competitive combat waves of the arena, and the harrowing depths of the epic roguelike beneath. A host of accessibility options and ways to customize the experience will allow you to make the game perfectly suit your VR setup and maximize your control. As long as it's VR room scale, I'm more than happy to play this. Speaking of combat, in my personal opinion, because I played the crap out of this game, this is the best combat in any video game, hands down. I'm talking about Hellsweeper VR. It's normally $39.99. It's 40% off, making this one $23.99. 500 people have rated this 4.28 out of 5 stars, with approximately 80% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. That said, I am going to say this right off the bat. This game is for the VR veteran. Not to say any beginner can't play this game, but it is very difficult to jump into. It took me probably 6 to 10 hours to actually get acclimated to my specific control settings, but that's how amazing the game is. The accessibility, the amount of things that you can actually modify and change to your liking, and then, you know, fine-tuning that experience. So worth it. And I'm gonna put together a video eventually about what I do or how I play with the settings that I use in room scale VR, because I gotta say, and I'm showing you right now, it is the most exhilarating VR combat experience I've had ever. And I mean ever. In the beginning, you do not know how to do any of this stuff, but I'm telling you, you can literally flip off walls, backflip, jump around, somersault, dodge everything in slow motion, dual wield all at the same time, and know exactly where you're going in every moment. You know, the ability to look around as you're jumping backwards and still aim and shoot and block things in midair. It's unreal. And I'm only playing with swords and guns, and then you've got the magic aspect of summoning like fireballs, ice balls, and electricity, you know, and then you're combining that with your actual melee or ranged weapons. I just started using the bow and arrow, and I've had the ability to use it for like months, but again, I've just been playing with the same weapons because I love it. The next most amazing game, you know, that I've been playing for the last 10 years and that most of you will absolutely love. We're talking about No Man's Sky. It's normally $79.99. It's 60% off, making it now $31.99. 91,000 people have rated this game 3.86, but over half the audience has given it 5 out of 5, and you can see the rest is completely mixed. That said, that 1 star, 18%, that's important that you see that. I feel personally that has to do with the worst launch in history, like 10 years ago, because it did. It overpromised, you know, so much about the game, and now it's actually completely delivered way more than what we expected. So it has the best comeback in the history of video games as well. You know, such an amazing story. What doesn't appeal to everybody is that this is an exploration-based game. Even though they've now included tons of combat, starships, all that stuff, it's there. Seriously, it really is. But this is a heavy exploration game where you do have to mine all the resources in order to create the ammunition or the fuel for your starships. It is that kick-ass. And in VR, on the PSVR 2 with the 4K HDR OLED, it really is amazing. They did that patch, you know, a few months ago, or maybe it's a year ago now, Echoes I think it was, where the foveated rendering completely revolutionized the game. And then they just came out with this world update. You know, I haven't even gone back since that update, and that's apparently a massive change to everything. So I don't even know what to expect. I do have to go back and visit this sooner than later, and I have had a request. I'm listening to everybody's comments. I have not commented back in quite some time. I've just been so busy. But one of those requests is to explain to a flat screen No Man's Sky how to play in VR. It is quite different with the new control scheme. So I am listening, and I have that on my to-do list for sure. I'll try and get to that as soon as possible because I do want to check out this amazing new update. I do want to tell everybody, if you do not own No Man's Sky, I do recommend you can get a disc copy in a bin somewhere at some pawn shop, probably for $5 or $10. Maybe not anymore now that the game's been doing so well. The next game is only available in the UK and Australia. I do relate this to the open-ended exploration type game where, you can create whatever you want. This is called cyubeVR. It's normally $28.99. It's 20% off, making this one $23.19. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $21.74. And already it has 775 people rating this 4.52 out of 5 stars, with almost 90% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. I think this touts 8K textures. I'm not sure how that works on the 4K HDR OLED display, but the official description goes on to say that you're unleashing your adventure in an awe-inspiring world. Step in the most visually stunning voxel universe, custom crafted for the unparalleled immersion of VR. Explore a massive world, gathering resources which you'll naturally craft with your hands in 3D and build anything you can imagine. Allow your creativity and imagination to run free, or follow the objectives to guide you through the progression of the game, starting from breaking off your first piece of wood to collecting increasingly rare resources and crafting powerful tools that allow you to fully shape your world. Navigate intricate, luminous caves delving deep underground, smelt collected resources with realistic VR furnace mechanics, explore deserts to find yourself a cute gecko friend, or design a fortress on top of a towering mountain where you can get an amazing view over the world. Construct a bridge to connect 2 sky-high floating islands. Dig yourself deep into the ground and work on complex underground structures, or forego all of that and focus on becoming more and more powerful and having even more options to leave your mark on the world. And then it goes on to say, seize the dynamic world. If you can see it, you can reach it, or even destroy it. Explore a fully destructible world that's as fluid as it is expansive, made up of hundreds of billions of individually modifiable voxel blocks with smoothly changing time of day and weather. Experience the beauty of snowflakes slowly accumulating and turning a once sunny field into a winter wonderland. Experience unparalleled clarity and detail up close, thanks to the meticulously crafted 8K textures and eye-tracked foveated rendering powered by Unreal Engine. Even the closest inspection reveals a world in stunning sharpness. And then it goes on to say, mod support on PS5. Yes! Easily browse, download, and install custom mod blocks created by the cyubeVR community for maximum variety in your builds. That's mind-blowing. No joke, I gotta say this, in the comments section last time this was on sale, somebody said, you have to check this out, especially since I'm a room scale VR guy. They're telling me that they love to just lay down and look at the sky. So I'm totally stoked to see it, but it's not on sale for my region this time. Go figure. Next time. The next game I just played for like 10 hours yesterday. I'm so glad I did because I had no idea this was on sale. This is Rainbow Reactor Fusion. It's normally $15.99. It's 33% off, making it $10.71. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $9.91 total. Only 67 people have rated this 4.72 out of 5 stars. Nobody gave this 2 or 1. Like 94% of the people gave it 4 or 5 out of 5. And I am one of them for sure. I haven't rated it yet because I haven't given you my review because I'm on the last level and I'm having a hard time. I gotta say, the game looks way better than I expected. What you're seeing on the trailer does not do it justice. In VR, you're seeing particle effects, lighting effects, that really shine. Honestly, you do get that full virtual space and that depth inside that massive factory. So in that story mode, they do have you clean up the actual area, but you're just getting a few tools. And as you're getting some tools and buying them, you're actually playing the color matching game more so than anything, which is great. I was worried that I was going to focus heavily on these little mini things, but no, it's awesome. And again, you can play the arcade mode if you're not into any of that stuff, but it does have the platinum trophy and I'm going for it. I hope I can get it. But the game, if it didn't have the actual skill factor of shooting the basketball for me, you don't have to play that way. It does tell you again that you can push forward, but basketball for sure, basketball. When you're only flicking, you do have to extend the arm out. Just like a basketball. If you're only just flicking from here, it's not seeing you as pushing the ball forward. I found with this game, instead of turning the controller sideways, because that would be your natural instinct holding a basketball, keep your hand vertical, as if you're holding it sideways. But don't think that way. Just keep your hand vertical because that's where you're aiming. And when you play that way, oh boy, I gotta tell you, I got lit by that, honestly. I felt like a kid again, just, shooting hoops. But this game, unlike shooting hoops, you're actually trying to hit that specific spot and connect those colors. And it's so rewarding when it's your actual skill doing it. And the game is absolutely challenging and addictive. So just one day of playing it, but for like 9 hours, At this price, yes, you know, I'm going to play it more after this because I have to finish it and then do my review on it. But the next game has been around forever, but it is such a classic, and I feel this is the best version personally. We're talking about Tetris Effect Connected. It's normally $53.49. It's 25% off, making it $40.11. Over 5.7 thousand people have rated this 4.6 out of 5 stars. 90% have given this 4 or 5 out of 5. Unlike every other Tetris, this one has the music, background sounds, and special effects. Everything, down to the Tetraminos themselves, pulse, dance, shimmer, and explode in perfect sync with how you're playing, making any of the game's 30 plus stages and 10 plus modes something you'll want to experience over and over again. I did own this on PSVR 1. You can pay a small upgrade fee for it, and it is worth it for sure. The connected version is the online mode. I think you can play up to 4 people online. But that said, the journey mode, the single player alone, it's just so cool to chill out. I actually play this game when I'm charging my PSVR 2 Sense controllers, and I use the DualSense on this. And then there are headset haptics, and you do actually notice the particle effects. The visuals look amazing, and the actual haptics, you do feel that sensation in your hands on that DualSense with the headset combination. Very cool. Really is, honestly. I didn't get that with the PSVR 1 at all. You know, I enjoyed the game, but this feels next gen for sure. Yet it's the same game. The next game I've not played, I do own. This is for all of you tower defense fans out there. This one's called Towers and Powers. It's normally $22.99. It's 50% off, making it $11.49. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $9.19. 128 people have rated this 4.47 out of 5 stars, with over 80% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Unlike all the other tower defense games, in this one, you are God. You're supposed to save your residents and keep their islands from falling to your enemy. Towers and Powers is a VR tower defense game where you organize, oversee, and bolster the defenses of people with your divine interventions. You'll find yourself in an ancient land surrounded by the beautiful landscape, elegant buildings, mythical creatures, and chaos. These gorgeous places are under attack. As one of the gods, you'll have to save your residents and keep their islands from falling. But the rules forbid you from intervening directly, so what can you do? Only one thing is left. Take your powers in your hands. In this, you will create your own teams of peasants, priests, warriors, and magicians. Decide which buildings they need, use your powers to defend allies and trap foes. Awaiting you on your island, you'll find economic and military tasks to accomplish, exciting battles and travels to undertake, and loyal worshippers, cruel enemies, and monsters to encounter. Are you ready to start your divine journey? Inspect the battlefield from every perspective, build towers that combine different types of units, use your units not only in towers but also on battlefields, accumulate mana and cast spells with your very own hands, build barricades to hold back enemies. That does sound like a lot of fun. Personally, I'm not into the tower defense games. I will play this eventually. Anybody in the comment section that can speak to this, please do let other people know whether or not they should grab this at the sale price. The next game has only had positive reviews and amazing reception, especially in the comment section in the past whenever it's been on sale. I'm talking about Toss. It's normally $26.99. It's 40% off, making it $16.19. 151 people gave this 4.32 out of 5 stars, with almost 90% of them giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And the premise of this game says that you've crash landed on a cloud planet and will need to collect parts to repair your ship as you launch yourself around 75 plus playground levels in 9 vibrant cloudscape biomes and rank up to become a Toss Master. This is the VR game that uniquely captures the agility, timing, and gamer skill required to play the beloved platformer classics. Not gonna lie, you know, fear of heights and everything, I know I'm in a cloud, but I have a feeling my hands are gonna sweat hard on this one because it features parkour action, soar and launch yourselves through the air, grab hold of trees, pipes, and walls. And there are challenges that you're going to try and race against the clock with time attack, find as many bananas as possible, or master as few grabs as possible in each round. Very interesting. You can compete against each other by time and rank, and follow your friends' leaderboards ghosts as well. That's how it works. Interesting. I love seeing the ghosts in that instead of just trying to beat their time. That's cool. Unlock modifiers like zero gravity and double toss by becoming a Toss Master. It does really sound uniquely different, and other people in the past have said in the comment section, especially with kids being able to play back and forth with them, they absolutely love it, you know, so I do think this is for all ages. I've not heard one negative comment about this game. The next game I've actually covered a handful of times, and I can now say, yes, I do think you would enjoy this. This is Crossfire Sierra Squad. It's normally $39.99. It's 30% off, making this $27.99, with over 1.4 thousand people rating this 4.06 out of 5 stars, with the majority of the audience giving it 5 out of 5, and then the rest 4 or 3. This one really stands out as a next-gen arcade online first-person shooter where you work with either one person playing a story campaign, or you can have 4 people working in squad missions, which I've never done before and I do want to check out eventually. The game did have a lot of love and support in the very beginning. You know, the launch I was not very happy with. I did a video on it, and then they patched it, which, you know, I was very happy about. And then on the most recent patch, I noticed they were attempting to change the entire intro, which was a great idea because the first 3 levels were really hurting, and then they revised it with some more bugs included with it. I feel like Pavlov is still my, you know, #1 go-to, but this game, again, arcade online first-person shooter with that simulation aspect to it. There are 39 types of guns here, all with the different attachments, and you can set your loadouts and buy and upgrade all this stuff as you progress through the game. But I do highly recommend when you go to play it, because I do think it's worth it, play realism mode. My first experience was playing arcade all the way through, and I did not like it because I just felt like I was pumping them full lead for so long versus taking them out right away. But that said, on realism mode, you are going to be terrified of being hit. You have to take cover constantly, which I love. But when you shoot somebody, you know, they go down instantly, which feels great. So yeah, that's way more fun for me than the opposite. The next game has been on sale many times, but this one includes a ton of DLC. We're talking about Synth Riders plus complete music collection. It's normally $146.49. It's 25% off, making it $109.86. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $95.21. 993 people have rated it 4.69 out of 5 stars, with over 90% giving it 4 out of 5. And yes, I'm one of them for sure, because this is hands down my favorite music-based rhythm game in VR. And with this, you're getting the 73 songs that come with the base game, 13 music packs, so that's 67 additional songs, and then 6 experiences, which are totally unique. I've not done one yet, but that's to the PSVR2 only, and then 2 additional stages with it as well. And really quick, just going over with all the music packs that you're getting: 80s Mixtape Side A, Electro Swing Essentials 2 Music Pack, Synthwave Essentials Volume 3 Music Pack, Gorillaz Music Pack, Groovin' Essentials Music Pack featuring Bruno Mars, League of Legends Music Pack, Lindsey Sterling Music Pack, Muse Music Pack, Caravan Palace Music Pack, Adrenaline Music Pack, Synthwave Essentials 2 Music Pack, Electro Swing Essentials Music Pack, and the Cyberpunk Essentials Music Pack. The game is really pick up and play. I'm just going to say this for all the newbies watching this for the first time. I say this every sales video, so all of you that have seen this before, just skip on. In order to play Synth Riders, your hands are colored balls. You're actually trying to connect those colored balls with the matching color on screen. When you see a track there, you're trying to keep that ball on the track. Simple stuff. But at the same time, you might have another ball that you have to hit over here at the same time. With a yellow ball, you're going to actually have to connect both of your hands together and hit that yellow ball wherever it is. If there's a green ball, you choose what hand you want to use, and then you have to finish off the rest of the green balls using that same hand. Other than that, you're just dodging all the walls that are coming at you so they don't hit you, and trying to do it all at once. And when you're playing the expert levels, you have to move your body to the music. Otherwise, it's almost impossible to be able to do it. And then you realize the game forces you to dance, which I never do. So for me, this is an absolute win. I get a huge workout out of it, but I have the same songs in my head, and it makes me want to come back and play them even more. I do not even have all the extra DLC. I'm just playing the base game still to this day. But yes, apparently every one of these is stellar. So for those of you like me that already own the base game, you can get the Synth Riders Complete Music Collection. This add-on pack is normally $133.49. It's 25% off, making it $100.11. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $86.76. And just to remind you, really quick, you can pause the screen if you didn't catch it there a second ago. Those are all of the music packs that you're getting in this add-on pack. And for those of you that love playing the drums or want to play drums in VR, apparently this game is absolutely a blast. We're talking about Drums Rock. It's normally $26.99. It's 35% off, making it $17.54. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $16.19. 842 people have given it 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. It is an arcade-based drum game that you can feel the headset haptics and the actual haptics in the VR Sense controllers, as well as some eye tracking with the score. But you're playing a 4-hour story mode that leads you to 2 different bosses. So what an excellent way to get you accustomed to the actual game and then having you play back when you just play the arcade mode afterwards. And I think you can unlock different parts of your actual garage or whatever, your studio. I'm not too sure. And if you love the Drums Rock, they are including the DLC called Drums Rock Legendary Mix Volume 2 featuring Green Day. It's normally $10.99. It's 20% off, making it $8.79. In that content, it's mainly Green Day featuring American Idiot, Holiday, The American Dream is Killing Me, I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles by the Proclaimers, and Stricken by Disturbed. And if you're unsure whether or not Drums Rock is for you, don't forget you can actually download the free Drums Rock demo and check it out for yourself. And for those of you that love playing the virtual guitar, this one's called Unplugged Air Guitar. It's normally $26.99. It's 60% off, making this one $10.79. And with 274 people rating it 3.51 out of 5 stars, it's a complete mixed bag. And I gotta say, I do own the game. I did buy it on sale for $16, not 10. In the PSVR 2 version, this might be better because you are actually holding a tactile object. Your trigger is your index finger, and you're just seeing that on screen there, that one little skinny color. And then the middle finger is that thick bar. It's to represent your 3 fingers. You're only hitting the trigger and or at the same time the middle finger. But with your right hand, you're going to strum. It's trying to tell you to hold and squeeze that trigger. Boop. Which, you know, holding a pick in real life, you don't have this massive gap right away. That threw me off. And then I had to test it out. And I do recommend you doing this, especially if you play guitar before. Hold it down here. You're not worried about squeezing the middle button here, but just pinch your fingers, and then on screen you're going to see it looks like your hand's open and it's whapping the strings, but it's actually connecting, and you can get the precision. I know because I have I think number 7 on 2 songs, and just having that realistic feel of pinching your 2 fingers immediately made it way more intuitive for me to play. The other difference, aside from the 2 buttons, it does force you to tilt your hand this way on your left hand to change the colors. That's it. So it's still the same 2 positions, but you're just tilting. That's why you see me on screen doing this whole, it's not just for show. You actually have to crank your wrist upwards like that in order for it to register. So that was a complete blast. You know, I have to say that I came out of Rock Band 3 on Pro Guitar because I love playing guitar just to speak to it. So my expectations weren't there knowing that I had the best on Rock Band 3, but to play this on virtual guitar with these soundtracks, just speaking to them, showing you on screen here, you're going to recognize artists like The Clash, Garbage, The Hives, Jet, Leonard Skinner, The Offspring, Ozzy Osbourne, Rush, Tenacious D, Weezer. That's just a handful of them. Even though a lot of songs I'd never heard of, I did get into. I think I plugged in at least 10 hours into the game already, expecting to check it out for an hour. So yeah, J Frost, you know, I forget the name of the song. Never heard of it before, but I loved it. It's so heavy, so fast. That's what you're seeing on screen right now. Again, I never would have heard of this until this game, and you know, now I listen to it because of it. So cool. Do know that the better you get at the game, it does get better to play because it's going to make it note for note, and then you'll know that's when you want to hit, and your body will move to the music just as you're seeing on screen here. It is so much fun. Enough said. The next game I've never played before, but it is another version of The Wizards. This one's called Dark Times Brotherhood. It's normally $33.49. It's 40% off, making it $20.09. Only 108 people have rated this, 3.55 out of 5 stars, with just under half the audience giving it 5. Almost 1/5 of the audience gave it 1 star. I have no idea why. As we're looking at the trailer here, this looks absolutely incredible to me. For real. The whole atmosphere, the sound effects, the voice acting, just the theme sounds great. So I'm not too sure. Anyone in the comments section, please speak up to this. The PlayStation Store description says that you're embarking on a perilous journey across the plague-ridden realm of Meloria and experience the end of the world as you know it. Discover and master 11 individually designed spells of various uses and effects. Forget about button combinations. Combine the arcane powers with nothing but hand gestures, as a true wizard does. Awesome. There's also 3-player co-op where you can forge a brotherhood with up to 2 fellow wizards and use your classic specific skills, Fire, Frost, and Storm, to battle new types of enemies and variants, plus explore the levels with new challenges. It also claims to have enhanced graphics and VR controls, but because I've never played the game, I can't appreciate that. There is another New Game Plus and a hardcore mode, as well as a sandbox arena mode. So it sounds amazing to me. Anyone in the comments section, if you own the game and you've put in a few hours at least, please pipe in, let us know whether or not we should get this game at that sale price. I'm genuinely curious. The next game does look like a complete hoot. This one's called Thief Simulator VR Greenview Street. It's normally $33.49. It's 25% off, making it $25.11. 384 people have rated this 3.5 out of 5 stars, with just under half giving it 5, but a quarter of the audience giving it 1. In this game, you're to sneak around and rob houses all over the neighborhood, freely moving around in an open world. Smash windows or use a glass cutter to open them silently. Treat yourself to a car ride. Ooh, interesting. Buy and use various thieving tools. Raise your experience level and learn new tricks. Did not know there's progression. Sell your loot to various dark types, online and in person. Hack stolen electronics to raise their price on the black market. Hide from the police under beds, in closets, and garbage cans. What? But most important, don't get caught. I didn't realize that. And just to speak to the love and support already for the game, it does have some DLC content. They're not on sale, but you can get 2 maps here and some costumes. So I have no idea. Anyone in the comment section, if you do own the game, please let us know whether or not we should pick it up at the sale price. And I actually didn't know this until doing the research for this sale. There is a Thief Simulator VR Prologue demo that you can check out. The next game has been around for quite some time, since the PSVR 1, and you can get a free upgrade for this. We're talking about Gorn. It's normally $26.99. It's 50% off, making it $13.49. If you are a PlayStation Premium member, you can check out the game for an hour if you're unsure, but over 2.2 thousand people have rated this 4.24 out of 5 stars, with just over 80% giving this 4 and 5 out of 5. That said, I do think this includes the PS4 ratings. I could be wrong. I did play this on PSVR 1 a long time ago, and I did enjoy it a lot back with the Move controllers. I have not played it on PSVR 2 other than the initial tutorial. I was completely turned off by it because originally they had you use your arms to walk around. You couldn't even change the settings right away. So if you played it before, I'm not expecting anything new other than, you know, the clarity and the graphics, the colors being much better. But I would personally want to check out Barbaria. I would think if you've never played it before, this could be a blast for you. It is literally what you're seeing on screen, where you're smashing everybody around. I do recommend you have a lot of room in your area so you can swing those arms freely without hurting yourself, for sure. The next game is a sequel to the classic A Fisherman's Tale. This one's made for PSVR 2, called Another Fisherman's Tale. It's normally $26.99. It's 40% off, making it $16.19. Only 193 people have rated this, 3.97 out of 5 stars. And generally speaking, it's mixed, but 3, 4, or 5. The consensus I'm hearing is if you played the first game, A Fisherman's Tale, this one isn't as fun or as good. You're using your body in this game and your body parts to solve the puzzles. So it looks beautiful. It sounds great. The idea totally piques my interest. I'm just hearing that it's not as good. Not that it's not good, it's just not as good as the first. But yeah, anyone in the comment section, if you can speak up whether or not we should get this game at the sale price, that would be great. The next game I've seen on sale maybe one time before, and it's 90% off. This one's called Survivorman VR The Descent. It's normally $19.99. Again, it's 90% off, making this one $1.99. Only 36 people have rated it, 3.03 out of 5 stars, with over a quarter of the audience giving it 5 and a quarter of the audience giving it 1. The actual PlayStation description says that you participate in an episode of the hit series Survivorman, where you survive an Arctic nightmare as the solo survivor of a helicopter crash on a freezing mountain. Lost, cold, and with darkness closing in, can you build a fire and shelter to brave the elements? This is an authentic and dynamic adventure in the breathtaking Canadian Arctic, where you face real-world extreme challenges that push your intellect, emotions, and physical abilities to the limit. Under the expert guidance of legendary survivalist Les Stroud, rely on your skills and resourcefulness to save your own life. In over 6 intense levels, you confront challenges that test your survival skills and inch you closer to rescue. From crafting snowshoes to navigating glacial crevices, building hunting traps, rappelling cliffs, and keeping the fire burning, every move counts. Sounds very interesting. For $2, I mean, can you go wrong? The next game has been around on the PSVR 1 for a long time. You can get a free upgrade. We're talking about Cavedigger VR. It's normally $13.49. It's 50% off, making it $6.74. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $5.39. 493 people have rated it, 3.51 out of 5 stars, with a complete mixed bag. Originally, years ago, again, on the original PSVR 1, it was fun. It was just going down this hole, it feels like, you know, chipping away at the wall and getting some gems and then some bottom area area. You get to explore a bit, but yeah, mainly just mining some stuff, going back, and then unlocking some upgrades and getting a bit better, or having a few extra power-ups, that sort of thing. But it does feature 7 unique endings, and some of them are quite straightforward, and others you have to uncover, which I had no idea that was actually a thing. Wow. However, the next version, I am very curious to play, and I do own it. I gotta spend some time and just sit down and get into this. This is Cave Digger 2 Dig Harder. This includes the VR and non-VR mode. It's normally $33.49. It's 50% off, making it $16.74. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $13.39. 155 people have rated this 3.45 out of 5 stars, and again, another complete mixed bag. Unlike the first game, this looks to be this massive open world exploration game where you get to pair up with some buddies, get the upgrades, choose some weapons, actually fight some enemies, figure out where you're going, mine the areas, discover some artifacts, some weirdness, man. Like, honestly, I was really impressed seeing all the things going on in this trailer. That's what's making me want to play the game. The thing with the score just throws me off. I wonder if people are playing just by themselves, or if this game was meant to be with 4 people to get the most out of it. The story mode is the valleys have their mysteries and they hide them well. Step by step, the player follows the same path where a great explorer has once wandered. Who is this hardy explorer? Why did he come to these valleys? And where is he now? The answers to these and more lie in the depths of the valleys. The story has multiple endings, each revealing a different side of it. Find the scattered comic pages to a tale of greed, eldritch power, and secrets beyond space and time. Who the wanderer is and why he did what he did in the valleys became clear in the end. But is it really the end? And then again, it's promoting the co-op multiplayer, cross-play support with public matchmaking and private groups, all with your unique clothes, hats, and faces. The next game does look like an arcade shooter, but I'm not too sure what to make of this. This one's called Operation Serpens. It's normally $19.99. It's 50% off, making it $9.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $7.99. 72 people have rated it. Almost 40% have given it 5, but as you can see, the rest is almost 15% for each category. In this game, you join a unit of elite soldiers and choose your preferred gun to take down the ranks of the elite snakes organization to the very top. Whether you prefer to tank with a riot shield, headshot snakes from a distance, or just charging guns blazing, justice will be served. There is a single player campaign story. You can play co-op multiplayer with up to 4 players. That's cool. A zombie mode, survival mode, and then it does say unleash the bullet time flashbangs. But just looking at the game itself, looks can be deceiving for sure. It doesn't actually pull me in. Anyone in the comments section that can speak to this game, if you played this before, please let us know what you think of it and whether or not we should get it at the sale price. The next game I've seen on sale a handful of times, and it's always been 50% off. This one is Seeker My Shadow. It's normally $39.99. It's 50% off, making it $19.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $15.99 total, with the majority of the audience here giving it 3 out of 5 stars. In this game, you step in the shoes of a mountain-sized giant, a spirit, and your goal is to lead and assist a tiny yet courageous seeker named Kippo through a collection of casual puzzle levels set in serene and imaginative surroundings. You can play single player and local co-op. Explore the diverse set of compelling levels and discover the story by overcoming casual yet demanding puzzles as a single player or as an asymmetric cooperative with your mate. Very cool. The idea here is that you locate and retrieve the lost seeker eggs and collect the concealed cards from each level while engaging in the exciting, puzzling, and family-friendly scenery that sends you on an immersive adventure. It does sound cool, but yeah, seeing that rating, it just sounds okay to me. Again, anyone in the comments section, if you do own and play this game or have played it, please let us know what you think. The next game looks and sounds absolutely silly. This one's called VR Pigeons. It's normally $6.99. It's 50% off, making this one $3.49. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $2.79 total. Again, only 68 people have rated this, 2.81 out of 5 stars. We've got 29% giving it 5, with 34% right at the bottom there, 1 out of 5, polar opposites. Here, you're going to bob your head like a pigeon to use the unique movement controls to slip into your pigeon self. Unlock and discover 4 different levels. The idea is that you're going to protect your bread from other pigeons while using power-ups and map shortcuts to be faster than other pigeons. Wait for the granny to throw some bread and eat as much bread as possible because bread is life. The next two games are more of an educational base. The first one being Math World VR. It's normally $19.99. It's 35% off, making it $12.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $10.99. 30 people have rated this, with the majority giving it 3 or lower out of 5 stars. This STEM accredited VR game consists of 12 fun mini games to enjoy for all ages. It claims to have countless hours of fun, all while helping improve your math arithmetic and exercise your brain. And it's funny because I do enjoy math-based games, and the fact that this is in VR with skill precision, I hope you'll be playing games like axe throwing, bow and arrow, basketball free throw, punch the plates, number slicer, plate breaker, target marksman, carnival darts, frisbee toss, mini golf, multiples paintball, and slingshot. And the second educational game is called Reading World VR. It's normally $19.99. It's 35% off, making it $12.99. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it $10.99. Only 6 people have rated this one, 3.17 out of 5 stars. That's 3 people giving it 5, 1 person giving it 2, and 2 people giving it 1 star. And the same idea here, you're going to learn sentence structures, spelling, syllables, and more in a fun new way with 12 engaging mini games that are designed around sentences, comprehension, spelling, nouns, verbs, and more. This includes Sentence Smash, Rhyming Slicer, Word Scramble, Timeline Ring Toss, Spelling Puncher, Slingshot Finish the Sentence, Fishing for Syllables, Archery Word Bundle, Word Race, Lily Pad Leap, Fragment Bucket Toss, and Syllable Puncher. And the last game on the list before we talk about DLC is Suicide Guy VR Deluxe. This one's only available in the UK and Australia. It's normally $7.99. It's 45% off, making it $4.39. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it $3.99 total. 151 people have rated this 2.68 out of 5 stars, and with just under half the audience giving it 1 out of 5 stars there. The game claims that it's a first-person puzzle game like no other, where you'll have to find the way out of your own dreams using objects and tools that you'll obtain during the nap. The actual deluxe edition, again, I've said this in the past before, it is only featuring the graphics and performance improvements along with fully adapted for PSVR2 devices, I'm assuming the Sense controllers, and then improved comfort for VR. Again, not too sure exactly what that means. It was on PSVR 1, I believe, before. There is no upgrade path for this game, so that's too bad. And unfortunately, you know, when I keep looking up this game, I have not heard that they've been patching it since months ago. And that's what people keep saying, is that the game's actually very buggy or glitchy. So again, anyone in the comment section, if you want to play it or have played recently, do you know if this game is still worth it at the sale price? That would be awesome. And the last 2 pieces of DLC on sale that are for Walkabout Mini Golf. This one is called Sweetopia. It's normally $5.49. It's 40% off, making it $3.29. And as you can see, this entire level has to do with the whole Candyland theme. You know, as if when I go to jump into this world, as if I'm not getting the munchies when I play this game. Oh, it's going to be really tough. But wow, does it ever look vibrant. Again, cartoons in the 4K HDR OLED display. Always incredibly beautiful. And the second piece of DLC is called Upside Town. It's normally $5.49. It's 40% off, making it $3.29. And what's really bizarre about this one, I mean, it reminds me of Labyrinth in that staircase where everything's on its own unique gravitational plane. So I don't know if that's going to be too weird. You know, you're trying to hit the ball and then you've got to shoot it up into the ceiling and then it floats some other area. But every level, again, for Walkabout Mini Golf looks incredibly beautiful and creative. And just to remind everybody, if you own some of the DLC on Walkabout Mini Golf, anyone can play on your maps. Anyone. They just can't play by themselves on the map they don't own. And they can't play on your map with their special putters. And they can't look for the treasure hunt stuff with you. So it's just being able to play mini golf, which would be fine by me. That said, that is everything that's currently on sale. Don't forget, there is another sale going on until next week, September 5th. So definitely be sure to check that out. If you guys like the video I produced today, please click that like button. And if you love what I'm doing with the channel, please subscribe to it. And for all of you that have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I super appreciate it. Until the next one.